everyone, Paulo here. Welcome to the channel. Time to share what I've learned, and I'm back with another Salesforce tutorial. In my last video, I covered the how to get started with the Salesforce DX MCP server. In this video, we're going to learn how to integrate additional MCP servers. We're going to learn how to use Postgres MCP and the Playwright MCP server with Salesforce. If you haven't watched my previous video, you could go check that out first before diving into this video. Plus, I'll be adding some additional videos on setting up Postgres locally and pgAdmin if you want to follow along. In this demo using GitHub Copilot and all through prompts, I'm going to do a simple query using Postgres MCP to my local database and insert those records into Salesforce. Then using the Salesforce DX MCP query tool, I'll verify the records are uploaded correctly, and then using Playwright MCP server with the login state method to verify that the data is correct. And we'll be doing this, as I mentioned, all through prompts. We'll troubleshoot some issues along the way. I kept it really basic for this demo, but you could get creative with the stuffs you could do with agents and MCP. Let's go. This is where we left off. So I have a Salesforce DX configured here for the MCP, and I have myself connected to my default org, and I'm signed into my GitHub account. So at this moment, this LLM has contacts of my Salesforce org using the DX server, but it doesn't have awareness of my local database. So I have a local database running here. I have a database called YouTube-MCP with an accounts table, and it has two records on it, a test account and an ABC account. Now, if I jump here and prompt the LLM, tell me what the accounts are, it won't know the information. That's because we don't have any MCP server. So let me just paste that prompt, retrieve all records in the Postgres accounts table. And it's going to tell me what to do manually. So we don't want that. So let's install MCP server. I'm going to the model context protocol.io examples. You can see here multiple MCP servers that you could play around it. I'm going to do the PostgresSQL. So here, this repo, you could see the configuration for Docker and the configuration for NPX. So we're just gonna copy the NPX version, go back to VS Code, and I'm gonna update here and paste that and save. You would see those context menu now appear, but we still need the Postgres connection string. So that's normally the username, password, the host, the port, and the database name. So here I have my username. I don't have a password locally. This is the local host, this is the port, this is the database. So if I start this now, and go back to the prompt here and resend the same prompt, it would run the query using the Postgres MCP server and return me two accounts. Right? Now I want to insert these records into Salesforce using the Salesforce CLI, not the DX MCP server, because at the moment it doesn't have a tool to do that yet. So let's give it a try. So I'm going to say insert these records using the Salesforce CLI. All right, it's gonna create the following. Would you like me to create the CSV? I'm gonna say yes. So it created a CSV file. We want it to run this one. Run the cf CLI command. Right, so it's gonna run the SF data import bulk that accounts, and target org is my org. So I'm gonna hit allow, and you can see here it's processing those records, and the import job is done. Now we're gonna query those records, this time using the Salesforce DX MCP. So the prompt would be query the newly inserted records. So you can see it has those records now. Now to quickly check, I could go to the org, and here I have 18 items, right? So if I just refresh, you see I have now the ABC company and the test account here. So another way you could do this is using Playwright, because I manually checked it. So if I go back to VS Code and let's install Playwright here. So the installation for Playwright is also straightforward. Let me just go here. And this is from Microsoft, the Playwright MCP. And I just need to copy this command. Go back to my mcp.json, add that, and then we should be able to use Playwright. The problem here, which I'm going to show you if I just quickly hit start here, and I ask it to explore my org. So this org, if I ask it to explore this org, if I go to VS Code and type that in, say this is the prompt, it's going to open a simple browser inside VS Code. This is not what we want. We want it to go out and use an existing session so we don't have to log in again. So I'm going to close that out. I'm going back to the Playwright MCP here. You would see under this section, a way to do that is using user profiles. So you could use a persistent profile, an isolated profile, or using a browser extension. So we're going to use the browser extension. So I click on this README file here, and it's going to tell me the instructions. So all you need to do is download the latest extension, go to Chrome, and enable developer mode and load unpacked. So we're going to do that. But first, we need to configure it to use the extension. So I'm just going to copy this, go back to here, and add it to use the extension, right? I'm going to hit start to restart it. And normally what happens is going to use this profile. So we need to create a new profile for this. That's what works for me. And let's click on add profile and say continue without an account. And I say YouTube MCP profile, done. And I'm going back to VS Studio Code here, and I'm gonna hit on open the default org, so it would open on this user profile. All right, while this is loading, I'm gonna go under here and click on extensions, manage extension. I'm gonna enable developer mode, and it would show this option. So I'm gonna click on load unpack and select the MCP extension downloaded. So here I have it downloaded. I'm gonna select that. As you would see, it added the MCP bridge here. Right, now I could close this out. Probably block that. I don't need that. Right, now if I go here and I'm gonna create a new folder here. I'm gonna call it prompts, and I'm gonna add a new file, say instructions.md, and I'm gonna populate it with a bunch of prompts for the AI or the LLM to follow. I didn't copy the whole thing, so let me just fix that syntax. All right, so when you're asked to explore the website, this is the prompt. Explore the URL, my domain, locate the global search at the top of the page, type test account to the search bar, press enter, review the search result, open the test account result, then check the details, confirm the phone number is correct, similar to what we have on the CSV. Right? So I'm going to put this into context here, which is already is, and I'm going to say again to go and explore the same homepage and hit. Hopefully this will run the server. Would you like to proceed to the next instructions? Say yes. So it's gonna prompt for permission, so I'm gonna say connect. And let's go back to VS Studio Code and execute JavaScript allow page element. I say allow. Let's go back here and open VS Code and resize this a little bit. Say allow. All right, so problem is it didn't go to the home page. It went to the setup page. So this is likely gonna fail. So I'm gonna stop right here and let's resend that prompt. So go to here. Let's say yes. All right. Go to this URL. All right, there you go. And hit allow here. So you can see, maybe I'll see allow in this workspace so it just continuously does it. There you go. Selected the test account. Click on the account. Run a page snapshot and successfully navigate to the test account. A phone number displayed on the account is 027, yep, which is my phone number. There you go. A little bit of fiddling around, but we managed to get it to work. Right, that's the quick demo. Hope you find it useful. Hit the subscribe button for more. Cheers, bye for now.